Opening score of the Terminator 1 or The Terminator is showing us that Terminator series, Terminator series, especially parts 1 and 2, it was a series of very serious magnitude because later series they created an action movie or an action drama or an action pop movie without any specific sense to the grand scheme of what is happening in the world. But first and second part, and today we will focus on specifically on the score of first part, which we can also hear on YouTube. That the score, the opening music, is showing us that this will be an action movie, of course, but it's showing us an eerie, sad tone to the whole movie. We hear from the opening score, opening music, when we see the credits, the names and the surnames of actors, main actors and supporting actors. That something sad happened, and of course we have this explanation. This explanation is told us very briefly in a short message that there was a nuclear war between humans and the machines, and machines won this war, and the only hope for humanity to survive is this one this specific woman, Sarah Connor, and she's important to us. We don't know why, but she's important to us, and because I'm not sure if it was about John Connor at that time, but it was about Sarah Connor. The Terminator is searching for Sarah Connor. She will bore a child, which will be the leader of the resistance and the only hope for humans to survive after the nuclear war, because the machines were so advanced. The Skynet, the main machine, was so advanced that it caused a nuclear war between USSR or Russia and United States of America, and many billion people, many billion people, I think, died in this terrible war. But the opening scene is showing us also, opening score is showing us also that mm, this sadness is almost like sadness after something was lost, in a inadvertently, without chances to gain it, let's say after a couple of years or after something special will happen. So humanity lost something irreversibly, something like for example we saw in in a Tolkien world, that elves departed from the Middle Earth, and at the end of the Third Age, almost all of them departed, and they will never come back again. So it's something like that is also in this score, um, and this score is showing us that the Terminator series, even though it was an action movie. It was about Arnold Schwarzenegger playing a cyborg machine who is ordered to kill Sarah Connor, and she has a protector. She has a soldier also from because it was also about the future and the past, because the Terminator was sent from the future, and this soldier was also sent, Kyle Reese was also sent from the future to kill her, and the soldier Kyle Reese to protect her. And this machine was also um, sh- uh, the machine, the Terminator, had a skin of a human. He had a flesh of a human, to infiltrate human societies, human cities, human towns, and we saw that in some scenes in the Terminator. But we also see that that all two parts of the Terminator, because first part was directed in 1984, second in 1991. They were both very serious. They were both very serious. I would even say that the first part was even more serious than the second part. And the second part was a little bit cocky in some scenes or at some moments, but first part was really serious. Especially we saw that in the flashbacks of Kyle Reese, that the war in the future was really cruel. The humans had to fight only in darkness when they have some advantage or some chances against the robots and their machines, their advanced technology, and the whole earth is almost scorched to the ground. So there are only ruins and ruins of cars, buildings, towns. All infrastructure is one big salvage place, with almost no places to hide, no greens, no normal areas. And we saw that in the case of Kyle Reese, which is a very interesting character. I will focus on him in another video, but the score was showing us also what was lost when we compare it to other Terminator movies. But because right now we have, after the second, there was third part Times of the Machines, then there were fourth, then there were fifth, and then there were six, and all of them were completely they were completely almost like reboots to the series. And because in first part and in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and the Terminator, so the Terminator is the first part, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is the second part. We see the continuation of the same story, because in the Terminator, the Terminator is ordered to kill Sarah Connor, which will bore a human, the leader of the resistance. And in the second part, the Terminator is ordered to kill John Connor, as he was still a young lad, a young child. And other movies, even though the Arnold Schwarzenegger played some role in them, in Times of the Machines, even major one, uh, they were all too silly to be considered good Terminator movies, because the first part and the second part, they were almost at times like a thriller movies, sometimes even a horror movies. They were really serious. The conception that the humanity is lost to the machines, and almost nothing remained from the old world, was really believable, explained to us, especially in those flashbacks, in those scenes showing us the future. And the future was extremely dark. I would even say that the future was at the level of darkness of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines, I think, is the whole title. Maybe I'm wrong. This is comparable to this world. It's very dark. I would even say that it's even darker in tone than first and second Alien movies. It's really dark. It's really almost without a hope, because Kyle Reese is only resisting the machines. He is not winning. He's not counter offensive. He's only barely surviving and living another day. and only that. And the machines still tried to kill him. So he's the only hope. He's the only charismatic leader to be able to do this. And in other parts of the Terminator movies, it was completely gone. Like the scenes from the past were almost never shown in those movies. They were only focused on present day. And the Terminator and Terminator Judgment Day, we see that the scenes are horrifying. They are terrible. There is only darkness. There is only night. Humans didn't have much technology to even fight with guerrilla wars with the machines. And the score of the Terminator, the first Terminator, is showing us this. Is showing us this in this eerie, sad tone that the war with the machines is almost lost, and the people in the present, especially in the 80s, didn't even know that there will be such a war, that there was a possibility of such war, especially with the machines, because, for example, the Cold War was a possibility of war between the United States and USSR, the Russia, and no one expected that the machines will be the real threat to the human race. So it's really good to see how from only the score, it's not very long. It's the extended is 4 minutes. The normal score is 2 minutes. It's very short, but very climactic. Very climactic. I advise you to hear this score, and to let me in the comments what do you think about this score. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And what else can we say about the score of the first Terminator?